They you don't want to take anything away from the Colts, but Peyton Manning has the last second half of the season, his arm strength has not been there. I've said it multiple times. And
hey, you're basing that on your cockamamie.
No, I'm basing it on what I watch, and you can see that ball floats. And players asked whether or not they felt Peyton would be back. Broncos players were telling the press that he threw more picks in practice the last 6 weeks of the season, that he just didn't look like number 18. In practice, in practice, this is. Now, I don't fault the guy. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to beat up on the guy. He's in his late 30s. He had major neck surgery. It's going to catch up eventually.
Here's the thing.
I think one of the biggest things that is going to keep Peyton from coming back, and why I think he was wavering on the question yesterday, and they had discussed this yesterday with the potential of them losing their offensive coordinator to a head coaching position. Losing John Fox, if they lose their offensive coordinator, that means at his age he has to start fresh with a new coach, a new system. I don't know if he's going to want to do that. Because right now, their division and the way the Colts are picking up steam in the AFC, it's going to be really, really difficult for them to make it back to the Super Bowl in the next couple seasons. So to me, I'm wondering if just the loss of Fox is going to make a huge play, and if Peyton comes back or not.
No, honestly, if they promote Gase, that'll be an easy transition, I would think. No?
Yeah, I agree with you, Keith, if they do. But if they don't, I think it's 70-30 that Peyton Manning is done with professional football.
Wow. I agree.
Wow.
I agree. Because he had a hard time. He had said before that he didn't really enjoy learning a new system when he first got to Denver after playing in the same system for so long in Indy. And now at his age, having to go through another change again, if they do clean house completely, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to go through all that at his age. And there's also a couple big free agents with, I think one of the Thomases with Demarius is a free agent this season. Yeah. So, if they lose any of that talent, I think it could be the end of Peyton Manning's career, which I hope it is, to be honest. I don't want to see him pull a Dan Marino and have like a off year be his last year. He had a solid year this season, lost to a very good, very young Colts team. I would rather see him go out somewhat on top than to have any kind of decline.
Mm-hmm. This is about whether Peyton Manning wants to play football. If he still feels like he's got something to contribute, he wants to get out there, play football, do his thing, yeah, I think he'll play again. And some team out there will pick him up, even if it's just for a season, just to tutor one of their younger players. Right? Why not? Mm-hmm. But if he doesn't want to, whether it's because he doesn't want to go into work anymore or he just doesn't want to deal with a new offensive coordinator, then he's done.
I wonder what that meeting was like today in Denver, because the headline said, or the call out on the bottom of the ESPN ticker there said that John Fox and Broncos mutually agree to part ways. So it was like having a post-season meeting, and they just rip into him, and I could just see Fox standing up, like flipping a chair over and saying, "Go to hell," and walk out. Yeah, we mutually agreed.
I don't think he's that kind of guy.
Yeah, I would be. Absolutely. The guy wins, he won 4 divisions, right, while he was there?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think he understands better than anybody that results are what matter. And the result, they go to the Super Bowl, they lose that, and here they are. They get basically blown out by a team in their one and done by a younger quarterback with a lesser defense, and you could even argue a lesser offense. They should have won that game, and it was at home. Mm-hmm. At home.
Yep.
So I could see them. I could see Fox sitting there saying, I don't agree. In a way, I don't feel like I deserve it. But you know what? It is the life that I've chosen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And really, you think about it. This is the second out of 3 seasons with Peyton Manning. They were one and done in the playoffs, because that first year when they lost to was Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So that is tough.
Yeah. We're talking about coaching carousels and everything, and there was a point that I wanted to bring up about the Bears, possible head coach and possible staff. That I'm sorry to jump around, but I really want your guys' take on it. I was tweeting with Benjamin Albright last night about possible offensive coordinators if the Bears hire a defensive focused head coach, and there's not really a lot of names out there right now. But one name that he brought up, because he's not an offensive coordinator right now, is Scott Linehan, who's been coaching Tony Romo in Dallas right now. And what they did in Dallas, I've been saying since about week 5, is what the Bears should have been modeling. So I think it would be a fantastic ad to get him to run the offense in Chicago if you don't get the Shanahan boys. What do you guys?
But I mean, is Linehan, is he or is he not under contract?
Well, I'm sure the question is, would they allow him to leave for a promotion? Would they hold him back? I don't think they'd hold him back.
Oh, is Linehan the offensive coordinator or just the quarterback's coach?
He's the quarterback's coach.
I see.
So,
I mean, and it's honestly anything that could help the Bears offense, I'd be happy with. They need something. I mean, once again, it all depends on how the players are going to react to whoever comes in there coaching wise. So if somebody can work with Cutler and make him live up to his expectations, I'd be fine with it.
He's the play caller and the passing game coordinator for Dallas. That's what his job is.
Yeah, well, this year he had an easy job, just run.
Yeah, and that's what the Bears should be doing. So
that's exactly right.
So it works
out
good.
Need to do.
All right, let's take a short break here in the second hour, and when we come back, we'll preview the conference championship games, and let's really hash these babies out here and give you our predictions for who's going to partake in Super Bowl. What are we on now? 49? What Super Bowl are we on? 49? Whatever. 40 whatever. We'll call it that. You're listening to 87 Sports Fans Live, the NFL Hour on Late Night Sports Radio.
Maybe I the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
Ready? 1. You will do this 4 times with the left, 4 with the right, then 8 times with both, then repeat.
87 Sports Fans Live, it's the NFL Hour, 585-633-7487. If you want to join the discussion, 585-633-7487. And, did I pick the wrong time to go to break, folks? Because I'm sorry, I got to bring this up, and I know you're going to.
No, I want to talk about next week.
No, you're not going to have the same.
No, we're going to talk.
We got to talk about this.
Okay, we got to make it quick though, because I want to talk about this week coming up. Too.
Yes,
we got half an hour. What's the problem?
During the break,
all of us.
During the break, we started talking about the whole Des Bryant incompletion versus catch thing like that, and Jim brought up right before I had to come back on the air, and I had to cut him off, that nobody has gone through what the rule exactly says, and Steve was about to rebut. So go ahead, Steve.
All I was saying with my rebuttal is I was the same way as what Jim was saying. I'm like, I want someone to explain the rule today, and I don't like bringing up other podcasts, but I was listening to the Dan Patrick show in the first hour.
It doesn't matter. I mean, okay, did they read the rule?
They read the rule. They read the rule. The head of officiating read the rule.
You must control the football. You must control the football through what? Throughout the catch.
Throughout the catch, and make a. And what he was saying is, if you watch that play, it was not. If you follow the rule and watching that play, it's the Des Bryant, or not Des Bryant rule. It's the Calvin Johnson rule. It happened with the Bears a couple years ago.
No, it didn't. Calvin Johnson takes the football and literally it touches the ground and goes squirting away from him. Des Bryant had the football on his hand, which hits the ground. The ball pops up, and then he catches it in the end zone. That is a completion as far as the eye can see.
But the ball hit the ground.
What they said is the ball hit the ground, and that's what caused it to pop up.
I never saw conclusive evidence of that.
Listen,
Jim.
Like I said, I was as much a critic as you were until today. I had not only him, but they had Tony Dungy. They had all these other guys that had no reason to have any kind of bias against Dallas come on and say it's an awful, stupid rule. But if you follow the letter of the law, the rule was called correctly. Jim. And that's the only thing I'm saying is I was the same as you, but I heard it from enough professionals that know more than I do on any given day about the rule. And they all said that the rule needs to be changed. But if you follow the rule, they made the right call.
Jim, I'm retweeting right now the series of pictures that I did last night. It's close-ups of Des Bryant's elbow and the ball, and you can see where the ball hits the ground and comes out. I'm going to retweet them. You can look at them at your leisure.
On 87 Sports Fans? Or
it's on the Late Night Sports Radio feed. I'm retweeting them right now.
Okay. I'll check it out.
But my point is, and you'll see this in the pictures that I'm retweeting right now, that his elbow hits first. So he's down. And the football's crossed the pylon. Well, regardless of that, forget about that right now. For argument's sake, if your elbow, the way that I understand the rule, if your elbow hits the ground, you're down and the play is over. Correct?
Yeah, I think the technicality here, because if this were a running back and he sat there and he stuck his arm across the goal line and somebody punches the football out, they would call that a touchdown. I think the difference is they're trying to focus on a reception, confirming that it's a reception as opposed to a fumble. But my point is this. Let's assume that the football hits the ground as he's coming down like that, and then suddenly it pops up in the air. His hand's on it. It hits the ground. It pops up. Clearly, the ground's causing